Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Cheryl and today I'm just doing this dark smoky eye. I don't usually go for this sort of look, so I just thought it'd be something a little bit different for me because I always go for like bronzy tones, rose gold, those sorts of looks, and I've been trying to play around with a bit of colour recently and some more sort of smoky looks. But yeah, there was, as you'll find out later in the video, there was a few shades from the Alice in Wonderland palette from Urban Decay that I've always wanted to use, and because I don't really use those sort of colours, like I'd never really used them before, so I thought why not try and play around with them and create something, and this is what I created. I hope you enjoy this video. So I think first of all, just as a sort of base and a crease colour, I think I want to use something quite warm in the crease. I think I'm going to use these two shades here from the Morphe 350 palette. So I'm just taking my NYX fluffy blending brush and I'm just dabbing between those two shades and then tapping off the excess, and then I'm just going there in the crease. I think I'm going to do like a halo eye, so I'm going to go in the inner corner as well with this and then softly round it in the crease and then bring it round here. Doing the eyes first because I'm using glitter, and I reckon there's probably going to be a bit of fallout with the blue as well. I don't want to mess up my foundation. So I'm just going to take this sort of tapered blending brush from Morphe and I'm going to take that Bandersnatch shade, the more denim blue. I'm just going to take a little bit on the outer corner and just build it up gently. And then some in the inner corner too. And then just join them up a little bit, but don't bring that up too high yet. Gradually adding a little bit more pigment. I'm just touching my brush very gently into the pan. I don't want to add too much at one time as it might make it like harder to blend out. Just taking a little bit of this shade as well there, just in the crease there, just to darken it up and help blend that blue in. Don't be afraid to flick out as well because you can always clean it up afterwards. I'm just going back in with this brush and I'm just taking a bit more of that blue again and just keep building that shade up. Now on a more dense brush, I'm just going to take the star of the show, that Time shade from Urban Decay palette, and I'm just going to pop that onto the outer and the inner like we did before. Adding a bit more of that mustardy crease colour that we used at the start. Now in the centre of the eye I'm using this Molten Metal palette from Sleek. It's these two really beautiful shades. I'm just going to take the darker one of the two just on my finger and then I'm just going to pat it in the centre. You don't want to take this higher than the crease, I'm going to stay within that little area just to create a little bit of a spotlight. And I'm going to go in with the lighter shade as well and pop that in a smaller area just here, and then pat that out as well. Then I'm going to go back in with that dense brush that we used for the blue And then I'm just going to go on the outside and bring that shadow in so it blends slightly better. Then I'm going to take a little bit of the Nyx Glitter Primer. I'm going to take some of that on my finger. And I'm just patting that there on the centre where we put that silver shadow. And now I'm going to take the Helen E Cosmetics glitter. This doesn't have a shade name, it's just a really beautiful sort of steel grey colour. It's got reflects of silver in it, it's really pretty. I'm just taking some of that just on my finger again. And then patting that there in the centre. And this is why we did the eyes first, because this is so messy. We'll take a little bit more of that Time shade, and I'm just going back on the outer corner with that just to deepen it. Now I'm going to take some of these cleansing pads. These are just from Superdrug, they're just eye makeup remover pads. Then I just fold this in half, and then I go in a corner just where I've got a bit of the blue shadow kicked up there. And then I go right underneath the eye. And then I bring it up here just to tidy that up, and then tidy any sort of excess where it goes past the brow line there. And that gives you that sharper line. And then I'm going to go in with my Total Control drops from NYX in the shade Buff. I've been loving these have been so good. This shade's so good as well to match my tan. As you can see, they're very liquidy. So first I just go in with my buffing brush from Morphe and just buff that into the skin. Oh, by the way, I just added some lashes and some mascara. I used the Babyroll mascara from L'Oreal, and then I put on these lashes from T Lashes. So the good thing with these drops is you can just go in and add more for more coverage. I tend to do that in the centre of my face. Then I always go back in with my Real Technique sponge and just make sure that's all blended into the skin nicely. So because we're doing quite a dark eye, I really want to like reduce the amount of dark circle that we've got underneath the eye and make it as bright as possible, just to counteract that darkness. So I'm just taking the Eraser Eye from Maybelline. This is in the shade, it's just the brightener version. But yeah, I usually pull these off and just use a concealer brush, but I haven't done it with this one yet, so I'm just going to twist it up. I just think it's more hygienic just to take that off. So I'm just going to use that just directly where the darkness would be underneath my eye and into that inner corner. Now I'm just going in with my all-time favourite concealer. This is the Maybelline Fit Me. This is in shade 10. And I'm just going to go underneath the eye with that. And then because this is closer to my skin tone, I do want a brightening concealer on top as well. So I'm going to use another one. So I'm using this quite sparingly. I'm just going to take it down my nose. On my cupid's bow and on my chin, and also just a bit on my forehead here. So I'm just blending those areas in. I know this seems like quite a lot of product on the face and underneath the eyes, but I'm only using just small amounts of each, just creating little layers. So this is the NYX HD Studio Photogenic Concealer, in shade 02. It's just this concealer. This concealer is pretty good as well. It's got a nice coverage to it. I just find this shade's quite highlighting. So I'm also going to take the RCMA No Colour Powder. This is just to set underneath the eyes. Please excuse my creaky chair, by the way. And then I just take, on my sponge, I just take the powder and go there underneath my eye, just to set that concealer in place. I also take it here where I get smile lines. Taking the L'Oreal Infallible powder. This is in the shade Warm Vanilla. This just gives a little bit of extra coverage as well. So I'm just using stippling motions with this powder brush. This one's from B by Superdrug. And I'm just stippling that onto the rest of the face. And then what I'm doing is just wiping away some of that fake as well. So I'm just taking my Nip+Fab Contour kit, and I'm going to be using this shade here in the centre. And I'm just taking this brush from Rosie for Autograph. It's the blush brush, and I'm just using this to contour out my cheeks. I'm also using a little bit down the bridge of my nose. And then I'm also using some on the tops of my temples and on my forehead as well, just to slim that down. And then I'm just taking it here, get rid of that double chin. First I'm going to take that mustard shade from the Morphe palette that we used in the crease, and we're just going to run that along the lower lash line. Then I'm taking that dense brush and I'm going in with Bandersnatch. And then back in with the fluffy brush, I'm just blending those out. Then for lower lash mascara, I'm just using the Babyroll from L'Oreal again. Now I'm just taking the contour brush from Rosie for Autograph. You can buy those in Marks and Spencer's brush set, and they're really lovely brushes. And I'm just taking that along with the Makeup Revolution Baked Bronzer in the shade Golden Days, my favourite bronzer of all time. And I'm just taking that around the perimeters of my face just to warm up my face. Bring some colour back to it. Just to add some brightness into the eye area, I'm just going to take the Sleek Solstice palette, this one here, sorry it's a bit dirty. I'm just taking the Real Techniques lip brush, and I'm going to take this more lilac shade here, just on this brush, and I'm going to pop that on the inner corner, just to brighten things up a little bit. You can see how much difference that makes between both eyes. I'm also going to take that just on the brow bone. For blush, I'm just going to take this Hot Spice palette from Makeup Revolution. Mine's broke. And I'm just going to take, I think, this pink here, and I'm going to mix it with this nudier shade here, just to bring a bit of colour back into the face. And then to highlight, I'm just taking the Solstice palette, again the same shade, and I'm just taking my highlight brush from Primark, and I'm just popping that just on the tops of the cheekbones there, along the bridge of the nose and just on the tip there. You don't want to put highlight too far down on the tip of the nose because you want to bring it up. So if you just put it just above the tip, that will help lift up your nose. I'm just popping some on my top lip, get a proper milk moustache going on. I'm also going above the brow bone here, so that when you turn to the side, the highlight hits all these high points here. And then for lips, I'm taking the P.S lip liner. This is in the shade Toffee, and then I'm just going to outline my lips with this. And then I'm taking this lipstick from Rosie for Autograph. This is in the shade Nude Blush. I'm just applying it straight from the bullet onto my lips. And that is the finished look. Thank you so much for watching this tutorial. I really hope you enjoyed it. I enjoyed creating this. It was a nice chance to be a bit more creative and kind of do something I don't usually do. I never do dark smoky eyes. I always stick to like rose golds and bronze colours, like dark browns. That's the darkest I tend to go. So it was nice doing something a bit different and finally using those shades out of that palette that I wanted to use for so long. So I did really enjoy doing this tutorial. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. Please subscribe to my channel. Please click the alert bell down below if you want to receive notifications of any future videos that I may do. Get that hair off. And yeah, any suggestions that you've got for future videos, please just comment them down below and I will do my best to do those for you. But yeah, thank you so much. I've got nowhere to go, so that's annoying. I really want to go out now because this is dramatic and I really want to go out. Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. Wow.